How's it going, guys? Odds and Ends RC here. This is my RC4WD Blazer. I have many other videos on it if you haven't seen it yet. Today we're going to be doing some upgrades on it. I do some rear suspension, rear axle, and drive shaft upgrades. Here's some of the parts I'm going to be using on it. Some king shocks you put on the rear. Right now it just has the shock absorbers on it. And since I don't have a leaf spring suspension, I got a 4-link suspension on it. That won't work. We need some coilovers on it. I also bought this extra speed aluminum axle. And I had previously put one on the front. I had really good luck out of it, so we'll be putting one on the rear. This Blazer has, even though it's an RC 4-wheel drive Blazer, I have SCX 10.2 axles under it. I did that to give it a little wider stance on it. Also picked up some STRC lockouts, aluminum lockouts. We got an aluminum rear differential cover. When I bought it, it showed it was silver, but for some reason it came gold. I'm not too happy with that, but we'll use it for now. Got some Vanquish rod-in connectors. Not sure the right technical name for them right now. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but basically it's where your 4-link connects to your axle. Lower link mounts. Got some Incision drive shafts for this. These are made by Vanquish. I try that. The drive shafts that are on it, they're just some stuff I had laying around that kind of threw together when I built the thing. So we'll be upgrading those. And we're going to have to make some shock hoops for the rear. So I can't use the factory shock locations. I want it to look a little more realistic. So I got these, they're called, you can lift or lower your vehicle, the original SCX 10. They're lifting or lowering shock mount tabs. We're going to use them to fabricate some shock mounts for the back of this thing. But alright, let me get this thing flipped over and kind of show you what we got going on. Alright guys, got her flipped over. As you can see, previously did the aluminum front axle on it on the front in previous videos. I was really happy with it and went together real nice and smooth, so I decided to do the rear. Right now I have a SSD axle on here and on the front, and I never was happy with it. It always wobbled, and it, even though I got it in time, it's you got to time these axles to be a certain position, but it just always wobbled, and I was just never happy with it. It was never smooth. And then on the back, we just got a stock plastic RC 4-wheel drive axle, and then I just got a stock SCX 10.2 axle in the rear. Since I got this on a 4-link, we'll be getting rid of the shock absorbers, because that's for a leaf spring suspension. So somehow I'm going to fabricate some shock towers on the side of the frame rails and see what I can come up with. But yeah, give me a few minutes and I get this rear axle out, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, I got the rear end in, got the drive shafts on, and then I got my rear shocks relocated. Pretty happy with everything. Ended up with the same ride height on the rear shocks. Those are 80mm king shocks. You can see I mounted them to the lockouts, where your bolt goes through the lockout. Mounted them to that, use a little spacer. And then on the top, I ended up fabricating a piece of plastic. Not sure what it went to. I just had it laying around. It was a triangle piece of plastic. And I couldn't use the SCX10 lifting blocks that I had bought. They wouldn't line up with the holes in the frame. And I didn't really want to drill new holes in the frame. I don't like doing that. So I found these plastic triangles that lined up pretty good. Didn't have to do much trimming to them. I put them on there. And it worked out pretty good. We got the incision drive shafts in there. They're pretty smooth. I like them. I kind of wish they didn't have the name printed on them real big though, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with them. A lot better than what I had. I still don't like the gold pumpkin on the rear end. I wish it would have been the silver one or a black one, but for some reason they sent me a gold one. But yeah, pretty happy with these axles for as cheap as they are. I think they're about, they're all over the place. I think you can find them for about $18 shipped. And I've seen them in many different name brands, but Extra Speed is where I see them the most. But I really don't have any issues out of them. They're real heavy, strong, solid axle. Everything fits on them good. This is a better shot of the what I did on the shocks. Focus. You don't have much room on the under the Blazer body for shock hoops, so pretty much got to make something if you want to get rid of the internal shock design. But yeah, that's about all we got for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Anything else you'd do different or you'd recommend trying? But please like and subscribe and have a nice day.